hell yeah, brother. Welcome to the podcast. Stop Crying Poser, greatest podcast known to man, as voted by the air fryer. Man's greatest invention. Let's shout out everyone who tuned in live today on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. The time is 3:48 p.m. We do this podcast every Friday, right around 3:30 p.m., so tune in. Shout out to Mr. Broski, Krept, OG Mickey, Venus Die Trap, Alex G, iBook Boy UK, OG Mickey, Gnarly Bong, Tokes, Guy, Jizz, Vulgar Tech, and Trainwreck, Infamy, Mr. Broski, Bulldo, Joey, Eric McGraw, and FBS Carl, too. Starting out the podcast, extra big thank you to Gyges for a big donation to the podcast so that we can continue entertaining you guys. Extra big shout out to Gyges. Gyges Z, one of the greatest 007 GoldenEye players of our generation. Problem is, the trivia question does not apply to him. So today's trivia question, if you would like a chance to win a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack, that's right, free. That makes me think of my old job. This guy had the craziest stutter, and our boss was named Freddie. So whenever somebody did something bad and he was about to snitch, he'd go, don't make me tell Freddie. And don't make me tell Freddie. I shouldn't be talking shit about him, man. He was actually really nice to me. He was one of the nicer guys on that job. Anyways, if you guys want a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack, all you have to do is answer this question correctly. And this one is going to be a shout out, a throwback, or maybe a soft lob, a layaway to our older viewers. The question is this. First one to answer it gets the prize. What is the most difficult level in the game GoldenEye 007? GoldenEye 007, I was lucky enough to, when I got a Nintendo 64, I got it the year it came out. And I got Mario 64, GoldenEye 007. I was super salty. I was salty about not getting Wave Race. But now that I'm older and wiser, Wave Race was a dumbass fucking game. It probably was pretty cool. I remember there was like secrets where you can like get in the dolphins and maybe you can ride on a dolphin. I don't know if they invented that in the game or not. But I remember my friend had N64 before me and he had Wave Race and I was like, oh my God, the graphics are insane. This is blowing my mind. Mario 64, holy shit, the pictures wiggle. Then I got to 007, I was like, holy fuck, I'm committing actual murder. I just killed 1,006 people. All right, Krept says odd job. That's incorrect. FPS Carl says Canadian. He says Aztec, but he's Canadian, so he's not allowed to win. Canadians can't win. You know what? I'll give you the prize. Canada is allowed to win this one time. Krept says Aztec. That is correct. Guy just says Aztec. That is correct. iBook Boy says the White Room. Very close. Krept says fuck Wave Race. Yep. iBook Boy says Wave Race looked excellent and handling was good. I wouldn't say good. Alex G, I'm more on his side. He says Wave Race sucked after 30 minutes of playing. Anyone watching this who's under the age of like 22 is like, what the fuck is Wave Race? Then again, you fucking idiots play Minecraft, which makes no fucking sense to me. Anyways, the winner of the podcast is that Canadian guy, FPS Carl. You are the winner of a sticker pack. Get your information to me. Wait till after the podcast. Don't blow up my fucking DMs right now because it pisses me off when you guys do that. Not a lot of news articles today. Mostly topics. Got some topics. It was an eventful week. Kind of crazy that it was an eventful week because I didn't go out, barely drank alcohol. I did this thing this week where I was like, you know what? Don't want to drink any alcohol. What happened? Did you get in another bar fight? Did something happen? No. Nothing happened. I just didn't feel like doing it. I wanted to prove to myself. Sometimes I want to prove to myself that I don't need alcohol to have fun. I feel like sometimes I start to drink a beer when I just get bored. I'm like, oh, I'm bored. I have nothing fun to do. Let's drink a beer and watch South Park. Not only is that extremely unproductive, it's also a waste of beer. Right? I'm not getting drunk. I'm not enjoying it really in any way. It just becomes like like second nature. So I wanted to prove to myself I couldn't do that. It was good. I stopped. Everything was great. Today's Friday though. Back on the beer. God damn it. That was the sound of me taking a drink for those of you who only listen to the podcast rather than watch the podcast. Pulled it off, no alcohol. Speaking of alcohol, I went to a Super Bowl party last week where there was definitely 6 feet apart from everybody. And, well, whatever, dude. I went to a fucking Super Bowl party. You're not supposed to do that. I went there. Everyone was fucking healthy. Everyone was cool. We all got immediately checked at the fucking fight. During, you know what? It was with a bunch of fucking ambulance people. Everything was fine. We went to the fucking party. It was a build your own pizza night. We all built our own pizzas. Had a great time. I won some money on the Super Bowl. Here's how I won. I walked in the door. I said, what you guys bet on? What's everybody betting on right now? Because I thought I could play bookie because I can bet from my phone. A lot of people still don't have the app. So everyone says, we bet blah, blah, blah. But we all bet the over 56.5. I said, everyone bet the over? Boom, I bet the under. Right there. I wanted beef. I wanted all the smoke. And they're like, how can you bet the game in the middle of the game? I said, motherfucker, in-play bets. William Hill. This app can do it, bitch. Did it. Bet the under. Halfway through the game, everyone's fucking looking at me with this mean, you fucking piece of shit mean face. I said, hey, all I know is that y'all a bunch of losers, and that's what I want to bet against. Easy money. I bet $10. I won $10. $10 up. Yesterday, I bet on Golden Knights, man. We didn't score a single fucking goal. Here's what happens when I bet. I usually bet on a player, either Mark Stone or Pacioretty. I usually bet one of those two guys to score a goal during the game at some point. Then I'll bet Golden Knights, and I'll parlay that with another team that's been doing good. So I parlayed that with the Sharks yesterday. Sharks lost, Golden Knights lost, and we didn't score a single goal. Sometimes what'll happen is we'll lose, but my player will score. So I'll still make money in the end. Not fucking yesterday, dude. Big time loser. But something good came from this, or at least a fun speaking point. One of my friends is a bartender, not that close by, kind of far away. And he just said, hey, all my coworkers suck. You want to become a bartender? And I was like, I don't really have the skills. I don't know how to make drinks. I don't know how to work a POS system. I don't know anything but gaming. That's all I know. And he's like, well, you don't need to know any of that. All you need is your TAM card, which is your alcohol awareness card. And I'll just hire you. And I was like, just like out of the blue, fuck it. He's like, yeah, dude, I hate my coworkers. I'll just fire them. I was like, all right, sick, dude. Maybe I'll let you know in a couple weeks. So my question now is to the podcast viewers, to the people viewing this live on Twitch, to the people viewing this on YouTube. Would I be a good bartender or would I be the worst? What's the best thing that could happen? What's the worst thing that could happen? I think the best thing that could happen is I entertain people like I do now. I talk a lot. I clean the bar. I'm nice. I love to talk about gambling. Love to do that. Not a big sports guy. So I can't really do the whole like football conversation, but I can follow you on hockey a little bit. MMA, I'm down. I think it would be a good time. But I also think it could be terrible too. You know, I think bartenders here, they make minimum wage. Some of them, I've heard this story. I don't know if it's true. Some of them make only like $5 an hour. I don't know if that's true because they're expected to get such big tips. But also, I know some bartenders in some bars that are dead, like 5 customers on a shift, like 8 hours, 5 customers, and they'll still go home with $100 in cash. I don't know about you guys, but working in a warehouse and working security, rarely, if ever, went home with $100 in cash. Maybe at the end of the day of security or warehouse, maybe I've worked 8 hours and I've made $100, $150. But there's never a day where it's like, oh, today was a bad day. But I was handed cash, like unreported shit. That sounds great. Vulgar Tech says, ask if you can stream tend. I could just stream myself bartending? Probably not against any law that I know of. Keith says, worst thing that could happen is you'll become a full-blown alcoholic and end up gutter puking blood. Okay. I see that. Best case scenario, you barely pay your bills. I know some people that are bartenders in like I said, shitty bars that have been doing it for 25 years. and they're not complaining. I know people that complain about their bars all day long. You guys see the bar I go to on Friday, Bourbon Street. It is a Venus flytrap of ghetto. There's a fight there every single night. I usually leave early, by the way. Every single night, there's a fight there, either between customers or between a bartender. Here's how it goes usually. The bartender says, your ID's expired and you're underage, you have to leave. And they go, I'm not fucking leaving. And they go, okay, I'll call the police. And then they'll go, and then they'll just start fighting you. And then you're like, well, I'm fighting someone because they know they're not allowed in the bar. But it's one of those bars where people look around and they say, oh, this is ghetto. I bet no one's going to ask for my ID. Psych, bitch. It's a big chain bar. It's part of the biggest chain of bars in the entire fucking state. Yes, they're going to check your fucking ID. It doesn't matter how many fucking homeless people are around there. They all had an ID when they came in. Anyways, Krept says, if you know this guy, why not ask if you can test the waters? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think, you know what it is, dudes? I know this is embarrassing to say and childish, but I'm really holding on to this idea that like YouTube and social media and podcast and vlogs, I'm still under the impression that the golden days could come back. And I don't know why I think that, because if someone ever asked me, hey, what's your honest opinion? You think I could make it on YouTube right now? I always say, absolutely not. It's too saturated. The fucking system barely works. Nothing's going to change. It's terrible. I would say don't even bother. But I don't take that advice myself, because basically at this point, it's almost like I'm a new viewer. So it's like I'm avoiding doing real work. That's why I said it's childish. I'm like the dudes in Step Brothers. Like, I just want to avoid working at all costs. And I don't know why. I think it's because my other jobs, I've been so miserable. Like, warehouse wasn't terrible. Slot machines wasn't terrible. But I would wake up every day and just be like, fuck my life. And then people come along and they say, yeah, that's life. You're supposed to say fuck your life every day before work. And I say, no. I have a lot of friends who are square, who are just like normal people, who don't have great jobs and don't have amazing money, who still love waking up and going to work. And I'm like, oh, I would love to do that. Well, find something you're passionate about. Okay, Mario. Fuck nothing, man. Skateboarding. Okay. Entertaining people via Twitch. So you know what? Here it is. I think if we want to come to some type of compromise, I think bartending might be it. You know what I mean? I get my time to fuck around and fuck off. It's still work. You're still cleaning and fucking around with people. Still get to communicate. I get to use these great people skills that I have that I learned from security, of de-escalation and things like that. But it's just like the idea of like taking that plunge is fucking whack. But also the idea of not having money is fucking whack too, dude. I just built this rifle and all I can think of is like, oh shit, I want to buy this. I want to buy this. I want to buy this. Even going out lately, I'm like, fuck, I want to branch out and do like newer things, man. I want to try this. I want to try that. I looked up how much it would be to do like airsoft with like 10 friends. It's like starts out at $200. I can't go pay $200 to shoot fake fucking bullets at people. Fuck that. I'm not paying that fucking trash. If I had $200 to throw on something dumb, I'm either going to gamble it or buy more gun shit. You know what I mean? But it'd be nice if I did have all that money. Like, oh, fuck, dude, I made $200 yesterday at the bar. So fuck it. I'll take my friends to airsoft. You know, it's nice to pay for your friends' shit sometimes too. So, I don't know. It's not that I'm unhireable or anything like that. It's just like I'm just dreading this. Also, here's my thing. If I have to go to a job that I fucking hate, I better be getting paid fucking $25 an hour. Do I have any $25 an hour skills? Not really. But I remain optimistic. And you know what, dude? I think maybe I will go test the waters. Give it a shot. And it was also a nice offer, right? What type of confidence does that guy have in me to say, you know what, dude? I know you got a good head on your shoulders. I know you can talk to people. I know you wear around the bar. You know, I go to the bar all the time, or at least I have over the past million years. So maybe I'll give it a shot. But I just wanted to gauge that question with you guys. What do you think is the best case scenario? What do you think is the worst case scenario? Best case scenario is I worked there for a year, then I transferred to like either a really nice gaming bar or like a party bar or like a strip bar or a Fremont bar. Now you're going home with $400 a night. Easy. You work 5 days, 400 times 5. That's $2,000 a week in cash only, on top of what you actually make. Fucking $2,000. If you do that, what, $2,000 times how many weeks in a year? Fucking 50-ish. That's $100,000 in just cash, not including your actual shit. Plus, if you're at a nice place like that, after you get your port card and all that, you also get benefits and shit like that. So that's best case. That's optimistic. Pessimistic would be I go in there and I fucking have to kick out drug dealers every day. Okay, whatever. Also, I would have to start on a graveyard, so I would automatically be working midnight to 9 a.m., which is whatever. Fuck it. Sleep schedule, just fuck that. But whatever. Vulgar Tech says get a job that allows you to juggle streaming too, so your subs don't tank. Yeah. That's the plan. But also, on that note, I think part of that is just manning up. Okay, I'm such a bitch about shit like that. I look at some of these people on Twitch who've blown up over the years, and they do this shit where they work fucking 8 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week. Then they come home, they stream 6 hours a day. Some of them also take care of their kids or dogs or whatever. And then they manage to sleep somehow. And then they manage to still find time to do like channel art and come up with emotes and come up with fun ideas and play games and get good at games and figure out new, fun, exciting ways to make their Twitch interactive. And I think to myself, what a fucking workhorse, dude. I know myself pretty well. I've known myself for a long time. If I'm motivated, I can do shit. But when it comes to something like that, dude, I can't juggle that many things. Maybe a part-time thing, easily. But most of the reasons I've ever slowed down in skating and really started to suck was because of spending a lot of hours at work. Then again, every time I have a job, I always get in good shape because I'm standing or moving all day. And then I come home and I want to work out still because I'm an energetic guy. I don't know, man. It's also, I'm dealing with this whole like kissing skateboarding goodbye thing. So it's I don't want to complain about this. I complain about it all the time on stream, probably even more on the podcast, but just a fun idea, fun opportunity. Now, let's talk about skateboarding a little bit. Bam Margera yesterday came out with all this crazy rant about how much he hates the Jackass founders and his coworkers on Jackass. Big rant on Instagram. TMZ is covering it. And I'll try to sum it up for you. I guess for him to be involved in Jackass, he had to stay sober for a year or something like that. He had to do daily alcohol tests, weekly drug tests. He had to do counseling. And that was, if he broke that shit, they would kick him off of Jackass. He wouldn't be allowed to be a part of it. Well, according to what he said, I'm inferring that he didn't make it. He didn't make the cut. He relapsed at some point. And you can tell in the video, definitely relapsed because he's either drunk or on drugs during the video. I'm not going to play it now. You guys can easily find it. Let's read what TMZ had to say. Bam Margera went on a nearly 10-minute tirade about his own suicidal thoughts and about being pissed he's been shut out of Jackass 4. Bam railed against the studio and producers behind the Jackass franchise, claiming they used his ideas for the new film but didn't include him. He begged fans, if anybody cares about me, don't go to their movie. He also asked for money to make a competing project, of which he didn't elaborate, right? He didn't talk about what it was for those of you who watched it. As you can see in the series of videos, they've since been deleted, things took a very serious turn when he talked about previously having suicidal thoughts. He said things got so bad that his wife, Nikki Boyd, found him online searching how to tie a noose. At one point in the video, he almost throws up. Now, this is obviously a cry for help, because how can a person be 40 years old, doesn't know how to tie a knot? I don't know. It's a lot of poor me, but that also doesn't just mean poor me, I want attention. It also means poor me, I need help. That's my opinion. Continuing. Bam, who's in the past struggled with substance abuse, said Jackass put him through hell for a year and a half. Those are actually his words. And he claims he was forced to take antidepressant pills while filming past projects. He said he found happiness again after moving to San Diego and getting off those meds. Now it's highly relevant that Bam admitting to chugging a glass of wine and 7 beers before he posted these videos. He said he found it ironic he couldn't be in Jackass because he claims he was told he was being a jackass on TMZ. He also referred to himself as a villain. As we've reported, Bam suffered a series of bizarre episodes that included trespassing arrest, a relapse episode, rehab, and a stint on Dr. Phil. Now, my thoughts here, I can't think of the guy's name, but one of the Jackass guys who became sober and became like a sober counselor, he described Bam in some little mini documentary. And what he said is Bam never takes sobriety seriously. And when you're a chronic alcoholic, you can't have this attitude where you go, hey, I'm better, I'm sober right now. Let's start small. Let's have a glass of wine at dinner. Let's have a 1 beer every week. And then turns into 2 beers every week. Then it turns into a beer every day. And then it turns into a 12-pack every day. Then it turns into binge drinking every day. Then it turns into, oops, I slipped up. I did fucking meth again. I did heroin again. Oops, I smoked crack again. When you have a chronic addiction, there's no coming back and being like, well, I'll just kind of dabble again and then get out of it. And we've seen it time and time again. I just today stumbled across that guy, Andy, I can't think of his name, the guy from Thrasher, King of the Road, with all the face tattoos, neck tattoos, and weird teeth, and the weird voice who talks like this, man. That guy said the same thing. He said he started out with his friends. He'd go over there and party, smoke crack, come back, hang out with his other homies. And then it turned out you can only casually smoke crack or any of these hardcore drugs. You can only remain casual for so long. Maybe some people can. But if you have like that gene, that addictive gene, then you can't. Because 1 turns into 2, 2 turns into 3, and then you're always going to end up smoking crack. And that's what I assume Bam's problem is. What do I know? I don't know the guy. I've never met the guy. Andy Roy, yeah, that was the name I was trying to think of. I don't know the guy, but some people are like painfully optimistic about their sobriety. And I think that's sort of like addiction sort of tricking your brain into being optimistic, into feeling like you're strong enough, right? It's kind of like you tell yourself, like, dude, you can have 1 beer. I mean, you came this far, didn't you? You're a beast. You're a monster. You can just do 1 beer and call it. And then after that day's done, you go, hey, look, homie, I only smoked 1 beer and I went home and I fucking handled it. That proves I can handle it, right? Okay, so maybe I'll do another one on Friday. Maybe I'll do that. Fuck it. That proves I can handle it. And then the next week you go, fuck it, I can do 2. That proves I can handle it. Like, you're egging yourself on, like you're being positive. And then eventually the fucking, the scale tips. And eventually you go, fuck, dude, I really am up at 7 a.m., like digging through my carpet for cocaine. And like, I've heard the stories of these people, man. I'm happy I never had that gene. I think I have some family members with that gene. I definitely have some people I grew up skating with that had that gene. There are definitely some functional people out there, but the vast majority eventually are going to crumble. And we look at this guy, Bam Margera. How many times do you have to crumble publicly until you finally say, like, hey, dude, maybe it's time to stop being optimistic and time to start being realistic? I mean, I'm not a fucking counselor, man. These are just my thoughts. I'm saying these things as if this is somebody I know. I don't know this guy, but I've seen this story 1,000 times, as has everybody. Master Swag says, can you casually smoke crack? I used to have a friend. He's dead now. He was murdered in a grocery store parking lot. R.I.P. Cali Chris. He told me this story that blew my mind one day. And this is when I was a little bit, I was a little more green, a little more like sheltered to crack people. He's like, yeah, dude, I went and hung out with this fool the other day. It was his birthday, so we smoked some crack. And then came back to town. Everything was cool. And I was like, hold on a minute. Rewind. What was that middle part you said? He's like, nah, man, we smoke crack. Like, if it's somebody's birthday, you'll fucking hit the crack a couple times. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking crazy? And he's like, man, that's just how they are. And I don't know. That guy turned out to be a really gnarly heroin guy, too. He had a lot of problems himself. And he was also, like, big into, like, gang shit, too. For a skinny white guy with not a lot of people skills, he had a lot of problems with a lot of different gangs. Surprise. But, yeah, I heard that one day. And I was like, was like, casually? Just somebody's birthday? Shit, man. Let me know when is the birthday party then. Nah, I still, to this day, have yet to smoke crack. I stand by my word. If I get 1 million subscribers, crack time. Celebration. And my thank you to you. So I can end up like Bam Margera. Fucking fall from grace. Vulgar Tech says he keeps being permitted to rehab on his terms. That usually doesn't work. Well, I mean, he's probably doing everything on his terms. His entire sobriety is probably on his terms. You know, you have people like that who will have a beer and then they'll say, well, I didn't get drunk, so I didn't relapse. Or they'll say, I have a meth addiction, but I smoked crack, so I didn't relapse. You know, they'll trick themselves into anything like that. It's like I said, that optimism can really go against you. All we can do is hope that Bam either really follows the steps. I mean, that's it. That's what else is there? We just got to really hope that Bam really gives up this put your heels in the dirt thing, you know, gives up the stubbornness and really just like submits to the program. I mean, maybe he has, maybe it didn't work, but for some people it takes 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. For some people it's unlimited. It's an unlimited amount of relapses, but you know, relapsing once every 6 months is better than relapsing every single day until you die. So we all want the best for Bam Margera, especially those of us who grew up, you know, not just watching him on Viva La Bam or Jackass, but those of us who watched him in CKY. Those of us who watched him in what the fuck are those videos with Carrie Getz? The old Element videos and shit like that. The videos where this motherfucker's the only guy we've ever seen do the Nollie 270 to, what do you call that? Switchback tail. The big long switchback tails. Shit like that. The Nollie 270 lip slides. You know, that's the first guy we've seen do shit like this. So you want the best for him to see how far he's fallen from literally being a millionaire to being on Instagram. He said he wants to set up a Venmo and ask people for $1. And if you send $100, he'll remember your name and write it down. And if you send more, he'll care even more. To me, not to be a pessimist, but that sounds like somebody who's jonesing for some money to fucking re-up on whatever drug they want to re-up on. So, I don't know. We all wish the best for him, but it's not looking good. Also, this guy had a big meltdown last year where he was definitely on drugs, but he was one of those guys, like we see in our daily lives, these people who are clearly, definitely, absolutely, currently, actively on drugs. Like, you can tell that you are right now in your body completely on drugs, and these guys will swear up and down that you don't know what you're talking about, and you're being a dick, and you're being manipulative, and you're lying about me. And it's like, no, dude, you're fucking shaking and you're biting your fucking lips and your chin's going crazy. Your pupils are fucked. And if I gave you a drug test, you'd fail it. Nah, man. Dude, you're a dick for that. Fuck you for that, man. I've been sober for 3 months, man. You can ask my roommate. Bro. Wow. Thought we were friends. Wow. Nah, man. Y'all aren't doing that. He did this shit where he invented his own language. And he was writing his own weird language and jibber jabbering about how sober he was. And I'm like, dude, you're clearly right now under the influence of some hardcore drug, if not like, you know, mushrooms or LSD, you know, maybe those, but something has got your brain not working correctly. Anyways. Oh shit. Yeah, it's a sad story, man, but if anyone can do it, this guy can. I mean, I truly believe almost anyone can do it. Anybody can climb their way out of this hole, but hopefully he will. Next article. Car crashes, man. I lost the article, didn't I? You sure did. 6 dead, dozens injured after a pileup of over 130 vehicles on Interstate 35 West in Fort Worth. There's videos of this. I'm not going to show them right now. If you guys type in Texas pileup and find the video that's taken by the other drivers. It is nuts. These fucking semi trucks are flying. I watched a semi hit another car. The car flipped over the railing, kick flipped, smashed everybody. Definitely watched videos of people dying somewhere in those cars. When you watch the video, it looks like 30 people died. Turns out only 6 people died. A ton of injuries. Let's read what it says. A pileup involving more than 130 vehicles alongside the interstate in Fort Worth shut down the highway Thursday, left multiple people trapped in their vehicles. During an update, they said 6 people were killed. They said at least 36 people were transported to the hospitals. 65 people sought medical attention. The pileup involved a total of 133 vehicles. So what happened was... it was freezing rain. There was ice on the highway, bad visibility. No one could see. There was a car crash and all these other cars crashed and there was nowhere to turn. So the highways out here, if you're going down 15 from like Vegas to LA, this would never happen, but you can veer off the road and land on this nice soft desert. You can just veer off the road if you needed to. In this situation, as you can see from some of these pictures, there's nowhere to go. You're just completely stuck in the middle. There's 3 lanes. There's a barricade on the right, a barricade on the left, and there's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you can go. They just completely explode into each other. And I only bring this up because I saw the video and it amazed me. I watched it. I was like, fuck, dude, that's happening at this day and age. There was nothing they could do. Fuck, what a crazy situation. Because also... what do you do if you're in the crash? You're in the middle. A lot of the people that got smashed were in just cars. A car smashes behind them, a car smashes behind them, and you think to yourself, oh shit, it's over. Psych, it's not over. Giant FedEx truck, 18-wheeler comes up behind you, smashes all 3 of you guys, and now like 2 of y'all are dead. Should you have got out the car? I don't know. If you got out, you'd probably fucking be dead anyways. Just what a horrific, scary situation, man. Hopefully everybody out there heals up. We got Bam Margera fucked up. We got people crashing out here. Let's take the time now to talk about something a little bit more positive, man. I got a couple of topics here myself. Actually, before we do that, I've only been in 1 car crash in my whole life. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to show you guys a diagram to show you what happened, to show you guys that what it means when I say it wasn't my fault. So if you're watching this on YouTube or live on Twitch, I can explain it to you. If not, I'm going to have to try to just explain it with words. So on this picture, I'm car number 2. Let's say I'm on the road and I'm trying to make... No. I'm not car number 2. I'm just driving down the road in the right lane. Just driving along. La, 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 la. Driving down the road, 35 miles per hour. La, 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 la. I see a car a little bit in front of me. It's going to make a right turn. Okay, they don't have to stop. It's no red light. It's just turning into an apartment complex. So all they have to do is slow down and make a right turn. No stop sign, no nothing. Just slow down and make your right turn. By the way, it's raining. So I see this car up there. I see them put their blinker on. They're going to make a right turn. Okay, that's fine. I'm way far away. Plenty of time. Whatever. You know, it was my fault, but it wasn't totally my fault. There was another car in the oncoming lane that was turning into the same apartment complex, right? And we have suicide lane, we have middle lane, a turn lane. So they're in the turn lane, going the opposite direction, waiting to go into this apartment complex. What they have to do this, they have to wait for no oncoming cars and then turn into the apartment complex. Can you picture this, right? There's car number 3 right here. There's car number 2 right here. And I'm way back here, way back just waiting. So what happens is car number 2 slams on their brakes and waits patiently for car number 3 to go. Car number 3 doesn't like, what the fuck is that? Bitch, 2 is supposed to go. The car that is turning is supposed to fucking go. It's supposed to fucking turn right. Number 3 has to patiently wait for there to be an opening, and me all the way back here, I'm just supposed to mind my own fucking business and go straight. Well, what happens? Car number 2 turns on their signal, violently fucking slams on their brakes in order to hope that car number 3 turns. Now you would think, in a crazy situation, maybe car number 3 went. Oh no, car number 3. Maybe the oncoming car turned and was in danger of being T-boned. That would be logical. But no, that's not what happened. Car number 3 was still patiently waiting. Car number 2 just basically stopped in the middle of the road. I slammed my brakes. I skid for fucking 30 feet. And then I go, boink. I bump into that bitch. Every car is fine. Their car's fine. My car's fine. They had a big SUV. There was kids in their car. They got out. They're like, I got kids in the car. And I'm like, oh, then you shouldn't have been born retarded and had kids. Because you got to learn how to drive before you have kids. That's how God intended it. Okay? That's what I always say. As my great-grandma once famously said, don't have kids until you learn how to drive a car and correctly make a right turn. It's just good science. It's in the Bible somewhere. I swear to you. Look it up. That was my only car accident. I did once bump a car. Bumper cars? I once bumped a car on the way to work. I know exactly where I was. Somewhere by the Sun Coast up there. I don't remember. Here's what happened. I was trying to... It was 1,000 degrees in my car. All right? I was burning up. It was like that scene in Terminator where that bitch gets burned alive. That was me in my car. It was a winter day. The heat was just going. Whatever. I couldn't breathe. It was... gas was being in the car. I couldn't breathe. I go to take off my hoodie, and as I lean back to take the hoodie off, my foot comes off the brake. I slowly creep forward and bump the car in front of me. The guy gets out and just looks at me, looks at the car. There's nothing wrong with it. And he's just like, what the fuck, man? And I'm like, I was taking off my sweatshirt, and I bumped into your car. I'm sorry. And then everything was fine. But there was no, not even a single scratch. Just a little bump. Well, nothing wrong with a little bump in life. A little bumperoo. That's how fucking Bam Margera got where he is. Couple bumps here, couple bumps there. Next thing you know, you're smoking crack and you're kicked off a Jackass. Just like the Bible intended. Oh, so that happened. Car crash, whatever. A couple other good things in my life. I made a really nice vlog today. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. Feel free to share a link in the chat if anyone wants to. And it made a vlog of the day in my life. Oh, did you get drunk and gamble and go do something crazy with your friends? Nope. I just did chores. I hung out. I played on the exercise bike. I cooked some eggs, cooked some salmon, made a salmon salad, put some sights on a gun. Everything was nice. Sat around doing chores. What allowed me to pull that off is that I've been getting a good night's sleep lately. Good night's sleep changed my life. What I used to do, man, is if I can't sleep, if I have a little bit of trouble sleeping, I'll just jump on my phone and start playing. Then I have a lot of trouble sleeping. Then I fucking fall asleep again. Then I wake up again and let the dog out. Then I go to sleep and I wake up again. I play on my phone. I go to sleep. I wake up again. Next thing I know, I start my day. I'm super sluggish. I can't do shit. So I started spending making effort into don't play on the phone. Don't mess around on the phone. And if the dog comes in, don't let him bother you sleeping. He can sleep on the bed. That's fine. But if this fucker rolls into you or starts sometimes he'll violently shake when he's having a dream, you wake that fucker up and kick him out the bed. I need to start doing that. I need to worry about me and my life. So I have been, and it's been helping. I have so much energy now. I'm no longer sluggish. I spent the whole yesterday cleaning random shit. My bathroom is not immaculate, but if you would have saw it before, it was disgusting. Now it's semi-clean. I went outside and opened my door, and I looked down and I said, wow, my door handle is disgusting. Gross. It had green mold on it from years and years of just sweaty hands touching it. I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to get out the scotch brush. I'm going to get out some grip tape. I cut some grip tape, sanded it off, got it nice and polished, nice bright reflective brass now. And I put some WD-40 in there, weird tweaker things to do. Now I put my key in there. That motherfucker slides like butter. My key goes in, turns the keyhole. No longer this weird bullshit. Nah, perfectly good. And I thought to myself, you know what? All this productivity just because of a little bit of extra sleep, even in my day in the life, I got a whole bunch of shit done. I have energy to stream. Last night I streamed from 11:30 to 2. A lot of times I'll start to stream, an hour into the stream, I'm exhausted. I'm like, fuck. I know it's just video games, but I'm getting really tired. I get so sluggish and so tired, and my eyes get heavy, and I start to get frustrated, and my body just starts to droop, and I feel like I just can't pull it off. I could just fall asleep in my chair. And I don't know. That was also part of why I said, you know what? I'm not drinking this week. I'm going to get a good sleep. I'm going to not drink. I've been eating salads every day. I ate a salad today. Yesterday, had a salad. I had 2 salads. Day before that, when I filmed The Day in Life, salmon salad. Salads all day. I'm still eating like meat, you know, I'm still eating eggs here and there. I did slip up and had some poutine fries, but motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Poutine. I never had poutine. All I hear is these dumbass Canadians talk about poutine this, poutine that. You gotta try poutine if you ever get the chance. I got the chance. And I'm not gonna let a little bit of health fuck up my chance to try poutine. So I ate the poutine. I ate the poutine. It was good. And it's just, everything's been going good, man. The vlog went great. You guys definitely should check it out. Finally tried out this air fryer. Made salmon in the air fryer. It was great. Never even wanted to try the air fryer. Also, another sign of my sluggishness and laziness. I looked at this air fryer. I got it for Christmas. It's what, February fucking 11th? I finally use it. I'm looking at this air fryer. I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to... Man, I don't want to read the instructions, man. I don't want to plug this bitch in and read the instructions and air fry some chicken, dude. I'd rather just fucking just do it the way I like to do it. Fuck that. I got some sleep, bought some coffees, man, feeling good, got some of my energy back. I said, fuck it, let's figure the damn air fryer out. Take it apart, fucking clean it up, get it going, made some great ass salmon. Made it into a salad. Hell yeah, dude. Got me thinking too. Thinking about food. Weird question. Why? Don't answer this. I know there's gonna be some smart ass who's gonna answer this with some logical shit. Why do people eat so much sugar for breakfast, man? When I was a kid, waffles. Fucking waffles, French toast, waffles, powdered sugar. People used to put sugar into the milk, into the cereal. Man, you would have, cereal is 98% sugar. Milk, and then you put extra sugar into it. Waffles, pancakes, covered in whipped cream, sugar on top, powdered sugar. How do people do all this sugar for donuts? When did sugar become the breakfast of champions? Somebody was hating on me the other day. The other day being today. I ate 4 eggs for breakfast. That was my only breakfast. And they're like, why you just only eat eggs for breakfast? I was like, I was in a hurry. You know what I mean? I had a lot of shit to do. I was feeling like really like pumped to get everything done. 4 eggs, boom, ate them all. Ate them quickly. Went all in my life. Are eggs the best for you? No. But I'll tell you what, egg is not 90% sugar. It might be bad cholesterol or something like that, but it's got a little protein in it. It's natural. It's a natural thing. You know what I mean? It's not made in some fucking Korean sugar mine where there's no way that exists. There's no way that exists. See, even Keith says best breakfast cereal, Cheerios and 2 spoons of sugar. I'm just not a fan of sugar, man. I tell you guys this all the time. You guys know the suspected cause is that I drink so much beer that it turns into sugar, so I no longer have like the typical sugar craving. But also, I've never been a huge sweets fan. Not really, you know. If I need a snack, if I want an unhealthy snack, hand me some Doritos, some Cheetos. I'm down to eat unhealthy snacks. Hand me a jalapeno popper filled with cream cheese. Yeah, I'm down to eat unhealthy. It's not that I'm trying to be like too cool. I'm just not a big fan of I don't know, not a big fan of the sugary breakfasts, and I was wondering why. Somebody in a comment was like, well, it's because the carbs and the sugar do this, and it fucking metabolizes in your body, and then it becomes sabinabeam, and then it transforms into Vegeta, and then suddenly you have a productive morning. And I'm like, oh, okay, sabinabeam and Vegeta, that makes sense. I don't fucking know what none of that shit is. Oh, in other news, got my AR-15 all put together. I built the lower from scratch pretty much. Upper I got pre-made. Finally got everything mounted on it, got everything put together. Everything's lubed up and ready to go. I'm excited. Got some sights on there, still no optic. What did I install the other day? Got a front grip on there, feeling good. Some of you guys saw it yesterday and the day before I streamed. I've been streaming me piecing it together, and I'm happy with it, man. I spent a lot of money. It's so fucked, man, because I've been spending this past multiple like weeks complaining about I don't make much money off YouTube. I don't make that much money off Twitch. Life sucks about money, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get a job, but I have to get a job. And then I go and I spend $1,000 on gun parts. Like, what am I thinking? Maybe that's my addiction now. It's spending money. But you know what? I'll be fine. I'm not at risk. You know, I complain so much about money, but just in case you guys are worried, I'm not actually at risk of like losing anything. I'm not going to lose my car, my house. I'm not behind on bills. I have plenty of money saved up. I'm just the kind of person that hates, like, at the end of the month, I want to have more money than I started that month. And lately, it's been like, oh shit, I started this month with what? $3,000 in checking. Now I have $2,800. And I go, well, fuck. This was a losing month. That was fucking whack. And that's just checking, motherfucker. I got, motherfucker, look at this. I got cash. Look at this. I got cash right here, mother. Look at this, bitch. I got cash right here. I just noticed that this entire podcast I spent with this diagram of cars on the screen. Why didn't anybody tell me to switch the scene back to my face? Whatever. Anyways, life is good, guys. I complain. Partially I complain because it's entertaining to do. And it feels good. It feels good to vent. But I'm not hurting. So if anyone takes what I say too seriously, don't even bother doing that. Don't even bother doing that. Extra big shout out. Holy shit! People! Venus Dietrap feels bad for me. Venus Dietrap has just donated $101. After Guy just donated $100. He just had to show up, Guy just. He basically just said, fuck you, Guy just. And he donated $101. Shout out to Venus fucking Dietrap. Huge donation. Changing my fucking life. Anybody else want to prove how cool they are? Anybody else out there want to prove that they enjoy my content? We're fucking rich out here. I'm about to drink another beer for you guys. Hell yeah. Venus Dietrap. Usually every week he donates $10. Today he fucking went up another $100. That's $201 fucking dollars we just made. You know what, man? Fuck the bartending job. This is a sign to never work again. I'm kidding, but I appreciate that. Also, I appreciate the resubscribe from OG Mickey and the resubscribe from Super Ben. Measly $5 bullshit. I only get $2.50 from that. Yeah, little ball sack baby dick motherfuckers. iBook boy, measly $5. I'm too rich for that shit now. What are these peasants throwing at me? Bird seed? I'm kidding. I always appreciate the generosity. That's all I got for the podcast today, guys. I very much appreciate everyone who tuned in. If you don't have money to give, that's fine. That's great. I appreciate the money. I love it. It's never required. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. I cannot thank you guys enough. But if you don't have any money, you can still support. Well, how do I do that? I don't want to have to go give you some of my money because I have to feed my kids. You know what? Fuck your kids, but that's fine. Feed the kids. All you have to do is tell a friend about the podcast. That's the greatest, most efficient way for us to grow. No one's just going to find me. No one's just going to randomly type in, "Stop crying, poser," and just hopefully find a podcast they enjoy. No, it's up to you guys to spread the word. Spread the coronavirus. Coronavirus, it's getting bigger. We're getting more viewers. We're getting more donations. We're changing lives. I'm out here giving people good advice on how to turn right at an intersection. I'm out here teaching people about air fryers. I'm out here sharing the struggles of my life for your entertainment. And all I ask is for you guys to share the love with a friend, a loved one, a coworker, a student, maybe somebody you hate. Just tell somebody, goddammit. I very much appreciate it. That's all I got for the podcast. How about everybody give me a hell yeah so that I can shout out everyone who tuned in. By the way, if you missed the first half of the podcast, don't worry. The rerun happens on Sunday, 7 in the morning on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube. I appreciate everyone who always tunes in. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Shout out to Trainwreck, FPS Carl, B Squared, Crept, Chavez, iBook Boy, David, Dean Ross, Trainwreck, Vinny Van Kuren. I know that guy. Bulldo Joey, Keith Plays, Vulgar Tech, B Squared, Venus Dietrap, Master Swag, Trainwreck, Infamy 14, Teethu, short for Matthew, Skater God, and whoever else happened to tune in. I always appreciate your guys' company, and I hope you were entertained. That's it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't drink too much, but don't drink too little. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night. Bam Margera, stay out of Texas. It's dangerous out there.